Hi, I'm Bormai. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to talk about kill death ratio, or KD, and people are seriously infatuated with their KD. It is a game. We need to have fun, but KD is a good metric to measure whether or not you're good at the game or not. Now, did you know that the average KD is 0.90? That means it's not even 1. That means most people on average are getting less than 1 kill per every death. Okay, so the average also means that you're talking about these amazing players and, of course, cheaters and hackers that have, a 10 KD, a 4.0 KD. So just keep in mind, if you're at 0.9 or less, that doesn't mean you're totally terrible at the game. But watch this video. I'm going to help you try to improve that, okay? One, I wouldn't worry so much about what the average KD is, more what you feel like a good KD is. So for me personal, I feel like 1.10 is a pretty good KD. That means you're getting at least slightly more than 1 kill per game, right? So on average, if you thought, well, not on average, but if you thought about it, a 1.25 KD really just boils down to you get 5 kills for every 4 deaths, so on and so forth, okay? So something else that's really important to remember is Warzone is a skill-based match-made game, okay? So let's say you start improving your KD, you're doing really good, you're really happy with yourself, and then you start taking a little bit of a fall. Don't get too down on yourself because it is skill-based matchmaking. So basically, maybe you started improving, you took a little bit of a fall because you've now been put into lobbies that are above your skill level or at your new skill level, and maybe now you need to start making some adjustments to get better and fit in better into those lobbies. Okay, so watch this video. I'm going to show you a couple tips, a couple steps that'll help you get better at your KD and in those lobbies so that you can compete in a more competitive lobby. All right, let's jump into these tips. We're going to start out with some easier tips, and then we're going to move into some tips that are a little bit more advanced. Tip number 1, you need to pay attention to streamers, YouTubers, anybody you know, even if it's your own friends that are just better than you, and take note of what differences they are doing compared to your gameplay. For example, maybe they're relocating during gunfights, maybe they're shooting, they down a guy, they move over to another spot so that they're unpredictable and they have an advantage on movement, and maybe you're not necessarily doing that. Maybe you keep head peeking the same spot over and over, and then all somebody has to do is aim at that wall until you pop up and boom, you're dead, you're sent to the gulag, now you're watching your buddies play. Tip number 2, and this is probably a tip you haven't heard before, record your gameplay, okay, and then watch it. Now, I realize you're not trying to be a professional athlete or a professional COD player, but this really will help you get better. Now, I don't care if you're on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, it doesn't matter. There is some method somewhere you can record it, and you can start taking notes of reoccurring mistakes that you're making, such as standing still in a gunfight with no cover. So once you know the mistake you're making, you can make a conscious effort to start changing it until it becomes second nature, and now you're automatically strafing or taking cover, jumping, sliding, bunny hopping. It doesn't matter. Once you know what you're doing, you can start to mentally prepare yourself to correct it. I mean, after all, if that is one of your problems, a moving target is much harder to hit effectively than a stationary one. Tip number 3 is mastering movements. Now, I realize that I did kind of touch on that in tip number 2, but in this case, you do need to master being able to jump shot people. You do need to master sliding and slide canceling. You need to be able to master sliding through a corner and effectively aiming in a certain spot. You need to be able to bunny hop, and you need to even master things like head glitches, knowing where to pop your head up that it's going to be harder to hit you and you can just hit them all day without being shot back. These are things that you need to think about and understand so that you can get better, and it's going to take practice. You might have to go into a bot lobby with just computer generated bots and practice things like jumping and shooting while you're sliding or slide canceling. These things, once you master, will become second nature again, and it will make you a better player and improve your KD. Tip number 4, get your gun mechanics down. And I'm actually talking about 100% mastering your weapon of choice. You need to know that gun inside and out. You need to know its recoil pattern, both up close and at a distance. You need to know what it does when you shoot 2 or 3 bullets. You need to know what it does when you're holding down that hammer and just spraying all day long, okay? Now, maybe you have to go into a lobby and just aim at a wall, learn this recoil pattern. But once you know it, you can kind of start controlling it a little bit. Even if you're on controller, you can use your thumbstick to kind of control it a little bit, on top of obviously what kind of attachments you need to be running, whether you need to have horizontal or vertical recoil control, this type of thing. Okay, now mastering your gun mechanics, that's also going to include your sensitivity, whether you're on a mouse and keyboard, your mouse sensitivity, your thumbstick sensitivity, horizontal and vertically, as well as your ADS sensitivity. Okay, now this isn't a settings video, so we're not going to jump into that, but here you go. Here's a settings video, a link to a settings video that will help you master your settings, and it is very detailed. So if you don't know your settings yet, feel free to watch this video, and hopefully it will help you improve your recoil as well. Tip number 5 to improving your KD is positioning, okay? And by that, I mean you need to know your cover spots. You need to know whether or not you can hold the high ground, whether or not you're holding a building. And I don't mean turtling in a building. I mean actually holding a building strategically, not just, oh, he's shooting at me, I'm going to duck out into this building. You don't want to turtle. Also, you need to think about things of, can someone flank me here and come and wipe my team? Or can I hold somebody's attention, get them on tunnel vision, and then one of my teammates or myself runs around and flanking, okay? Now, also, when I talk about your cover spots, you need to be thinking while you're rotating, if I get shot at right now, where am I going? You need to have a plan and execute that plan if you're getting shot at to increase your survivability. Once you survive more, you win more gunfights, you're better at the game, you're getting more wins, everybody's happy. Hey guys, if you made it this far, I did something right. Hopefully you'll hit that like button. You'll leave me a comment below. I'd love to know what tips you found helpful. And good luck. I hope, seriously, that this will help you improve your KD. Until next time, I'm Bormai, signing out and wishing you happy gaming.